Hey guys, welcome back to this wonderful channel. We're going to be checking out a video titled How I View Europe as an American after 6 years in Europe. I've probably been here for 2 years and I still have comments on this channel actually asking if I'm in Europe. I say it in almost every video. I'm the privileged one here, man. I'm now in Europe. I can experience everything that I'm reacting to. That's the whole point of why I actually started Foreign Reacts, because I was gonna move to Europe. Like, that's the whole point, like flat out. But yeah, we're gonna be checking out this video right now, so thank you for watching. And yeah, if you guys have any recommendations, click that link in the pinned comment section. You better recommend videos and I'll check them out as soon as possible. Without further ado, guys, let's get right into this video.
Europe. A wonderful continent of cultures connected by train, full of people with honest-to-God vacation days they can use to go out and enjoy it all. At least that's what I thought when I moved here from the US over 6 years ago. My god, I can't believe it's been more than 6 years. Yikes. So is any of that true? Or was I just hallucinating from a massive dose of the grass is greener complex? Inspired by a video from Ava Zubek on how she sees the US as a European after 6 months in the country, I thought I could share how I see Europe as an American after 6 years of living in Germany. Let's start with why I moved to Europe, which gets to what I expected from Europe. Mainly, I simply thought I'd enjoy living in Europe more than in the United States, which is a little bonkers because I started having this thought when I was in college and I had yet to visit Europe. But I had seen pictures of trains and heard wonderful tales of all these trains that go across the continent and how that's a completely normal thing to do. Even as far back as my college days, I was already becoming, let's say, not a big fan of American car culture. I wanted to live someplace where it wasn't weird not only not to own a car, but also to simply not want to ever own a car. And yeah, I know in some ways I'm describing New York City, but are you gonna pay my rent?
Ouch! My hand's injured. Why am I snapping it? Yeah, rent in New York is very expensive. And for what you're getting it's not worth the money, whatever. Anyways, but New York, love it. My city. Anyways, but back to what he was talking about. It is so real when you hear an American speak about not owning a car or using a public transportation and not actually being judged by it. Like, the average European don't actually, understand this, probably cannot even comprehend it, how embarrassing you come across when you take public transportation. When I was younger and I was taking public transportation in the United States, I was an odd number. I was on public transportation with only people who just straight up just didn't want anything out of life. And I mean it. They were taking drugs, they were doing all kinds of stuff, homelessness, like, I was taking it with, unfortunately, I don't want to use this word, but I have to so you understand the point. I was taking the train with bums. When you go to Europe, or you're in Europe, European countries with trains and public transportation, the people taking the train are people going to work. They are people who actually are being productive with their life, not just taking it just to take it, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, kind of real life, bro.
No, didn't think so. Besides, living in New York City wouldn't offer me my second expectation from living in Europe, which was better vacation days. Or as they call it here, holiday. Oh, I'm going on holiday. Oh, sorry, I can't take that meeting. I'm going to be on holiday. Or I guess here in Germany it's im Urlaub, but you get the picture. So that's the gist of what I expected from Europe. I expected to be able to comfortably walk places, to be able to take trains and public transit, and to take vacation more regularly and have more freedom to travel. And so, dear viewer, we have reached the moment of truth. Has reality met my expectations?
I mean, well, I think so.
Yeah, it kind of has. In fact, in some ways it's been better than I expected. In general, I'm just less stressed here. For example, workers' rights are generally much stronger here. I'm not worried about losing my job on a whim. And if I do lose my job, I can go collect unemployment and it's not a big deal. And of course the United States has unemployment as well, but there's this aura of shame attached to losing your job and going out to collect unemployment that simply does not exist here. Here, if you collect unemployment, they just tell you that's your money, you paid into the system, and you're simply taking your money out. No big deal. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Although I still don't necessarily understand the intricacies of the German healthcare system and the healthcare systems of other countries, I'm not scared to get sick here. Generally speaking, I'm not worried about something happening and then suddenly getting this massive bill that I'll never be able to pay back. And overall, I'm much more confident living in Europe. I can walk around knowing that the laws generally favor pedestrians over drivers and that there's much harsher penalties against reckless drivers. And if I need to, I can stick up for myself and not worry about if somebody's got a gun. I have a visceral memory from Cleveland where
I like this guy's video because I think it's very relaxed. I don't feel like he is trying to shame the United States. I feel as if he is, expressing truly how life has been in both places, and I love the honesty, and I love the fact that it doesn't feel like a video attacking the United States. It just feels like a video saying, yeah, my life simply is just better off in Europe. I like that.
had ironically left a meeting where we were advocating for more bike lanes in the city, and while walking back, I was crossing an intersection where I had the right of way, and a car came zooming out and almost hit me. I yelled and flailed my arms, whatever you do when you're angry, and a car almost hits you. That car sped away, turned down a side street, and went all the way
Spun
back.
the block.
And by this time, I had, basically forgotten about the incident. It had circled all the way back just to get into our side of the street, roll down the window, and yell something at me. And I kind of thought in that moment, I'm glad he just yelled at me and didn't have a gun. And that was something that kind of stuck with me, that maybe I shouldn't yell so much at the drivers because I don't know what they've got in their car. And that was something that I had to do quite a bit when I was living in the U.S.
Road rage.
Going through the pedestrian
It's crazy.
crossings and the cars don't acknowledge it and they almost hit you. I've yelled at many a car in my day and slammed many a
This is what he's saying is so true right here. But hey, I hate to break it to you. I'm very transparent and I'm very truthful. I've seen that happen in Finland too. I think it's not just the place it's not just the place that you're living at. It's really the people, right? Because laws in a country is good because it holds people accountable. However, not everybody takes accountability, and do what they're supposed to do. Because I've seen it many times. Cars, a grandma or some kid or something is there at a crossroad and car just zooms past, and I'm like, why not just stop? I've done, so many times I'm in Finland and I drive by someone and I literally stop and let them go and they're like, go. And I'm like, no, you go. The heck? Right? And it's like they just feel that sense of peace. And I'm like, are you guys not used to people actually stopping so in this abrupt way to let you go? Because if there's one rule I have is pedestrians rule no matter what. Because if I hit a car, that's a car accident. If I hit a pedestrian, that's probably a life gone, right? The chances of a survival being hit by a car is way lower than if it's a car and car collision. So I don't play about pedestrians, period.
trunk. Not to brag or anything. And here, yeah, I've had a few incidents where I'm like, what a dumb driver, but in Grossen Wisconsin, I feel much safer here walking around and I can stick up for myself. Of course, none of this is to say that life is easy in Europe. And it goes without saying, though I'll say it anyway because this is the internet where nobody gets the benefit of the doubt, that I'm speaking exclusively to my experience, flavored with some anecdotes from my fellow Americans who've lived in Europe. And for me, life is easier than it was in the United States. Oh, and the extra vacation thing is definitely true. Honestly, only 2 weeks a year? That is inhumane. Who could possibly go back to that? It's like tasting the finest sushi in Tokyo and then going back and eating the stuff that's wrapped in plastic at the convenience store. No thanks, I'll pass. Have your thoughts on living in the United States or Europe as a foreigner changed? Leave a comment below and let me know. Now I have plenty of other thoughts on...
Yeah, let the brother know, man. I respect this video. His video seemed so relaxed and open and truthful, and I respect it very much because, listen, Europe is a place where laws are very much, they're stricter. Simply put, laws here are stricter. However, that doesn't change human tendencies and behavior. You'll always have someone who doesn't respect the law, but the law being there will hold those people accountable, and that is the most important thing. So, Europe's doing it well. All these European countries with these crazy good laws, respect it very much. Anyways, man, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm out of here. Peace.